Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And this lesson was inspired by the beloved brother, Ayasha Math, out of the Great Millstone, Mississippi camp, from a lesson he did earlier today. He was going into an open forum. He was going into commitment. And towards the end of the lesson, he briefly touched on the Nord Stream pipeline incident that supposedly took place. And he said a few things that, moved me in the spirit, and the inspiration fell upon me, to speak on it briefly, make a few points. But I actually want to show that short clip, of him speaking on it. But before I do, I want to grab this real quick in the book of 2 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter, right in the 11th verse. Why? Because if we know anything about Evil E, is that we know this man is a deceptive, froward, cunning, this liar, pure liar. And we know that this man's known for false flags, man. He's known for false flags just to set up his own narrative. See? To have his plans fall together, which we'll get into briefly, Lord willing. This is the same serpent from the garden that beguiled Eve. Okay? This man is a cunning Hana. And we know this man's a witch. He's a wizard. He utilizes witchcraft. He utilizes that left-hand energy, man. And we know his media. Media goes into what? Medium. Okay? Which goes into witchcraft. You see? So looking at this thing through the spirit, this thing could be, it could be a FF, man. Just to set up the, to put the, certain pieces in place, for him to be able to bring, some torments to Mystery Babylon the Great, man. But let's get into this, right? The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, and it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us. Satan, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, that word Satan goes into adversary. And it's clear that Evil E is adverse to the God of the Bible and his only begotten son, you people ignorantly call God in Jesus Christ. Okay, the true names being Yahweh, okay, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai. Okay, the God of Israel. You see? This man casts the words of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai behind him. He doesn't do anything that the Bible says to do. You see why? Because he's adverse to our power. He's the adversary of Israel. You see? For we are not ignorant of his devices, right? And one of his devices are what? Witchcraft, deception, lies, deceit. You see? And this man uses his witchcraft, to create illusions, man. Making something seem like something it really isn't. And the masses fall for it, man. But those of us of the hopeful elect, we're not going to fall for his deception. Why? Because we view things in the spirit. Let's get this clip real quick from the beloved brother.
what's going on. I want to talk real quick, dealing with the Nord Stream, the pipeline over there in Russia, because, this usually a topic we go into, dealing with the geopolitics. And pretty much, as you can see, it's a thing that's pretty much a stage, because Biden, made that speech. You got to remember, these are actors, man. These politicians are actors, man. Okay? Now, real war is going to happen. And you have, things, you have prophecy in place where World War III is going to jump off, okay? But what we're seeing now is the preparation to bring chaos and suffering to these first world countries, okay? Mainly these Western nations, the EU, NATO nations, all right, in America. Now, you see Joe Biden, he pretty much telegraphed, that they was going to destroy the Nord Stream pipeline, because you got Nord Stream 1, all right? That's the original pipeline that was running natural gas from Russia, all right, to Europe, okay? And Nord Stream 2 was going to be the second one, which was going to be bigger, which was going to allow more gas to come from Russia, natural gas to run from Russia to Europe, and it was going to run through Germany, okay? So with Nord Stream 1 being destroyed and, Nord Stream 2 being destroyed, now there's no access to that Russian natural gas. Now, you have to understand, that's what they call critical infrastructure, that has been tampered with. So now they set the narrative to where they can do something in America to the critical infrastructure, and they already got the scapegoat with Russia. Well, they can shut down, power grid in America and say, well, look, Russia did this as a retaliation to what was done in Nord Stream 2. Because remember, it's a great suffering, all right, that they want to bring, all right, before they bring the corrupt, okay? So now they got the narrative already staged to where they can do something to America's infrastructure, and then those people in EU finna suffer. They through. You in the EU, man, you done. Okay? It's finna be tough out here for the EU, man. Okay? But going back to the point, they can now, do something to American infrastructure, whether it say it's a cyber attack or whatever it may be, all right? But they already got it set up to say, well, this is a retaliation from Russia, So that's me speculating in the spirit, but I can see, just kind of see how Esau move, because he wants to bring that suffering, man, and shutting down their power grid and shutting off their gas in EU is going to bring a suffering over there. And then they can do something over here and say it's a retaliation from Russia, which will create, all right, a major crisis over here, So we know, the elites got their hands, in this world stage, okay? And it's a lot of things, all right, that that's happening, all right. But I'm just listening and looking, and this is my take from it. Like, they ain't gotta do no investigation. Like, we gotta investigate and see who did it. Like, nah, it's $1 trillion oil line. They know who did that shit, man. Okay. But now the narrative is set for a retaliation, so we'll see. We'll just see how it play out. We'll watch, and just see how things play out. But
and that makes perfect sense, because like the brother said, we got to remember they're actors. You see? And we know how Esau gets down. Esau, when he grew up, what does scripture say? When Esau, right? Well, let's go to the humble beginnings. Right? Let's go to Genesis. Right? What kind of personality, right, does this man's progenitor have that's in him? Right? Genesis, the 25th chapter. And the brother's 100% on point. This sets up the narrative for them to form a retaliation, like a plotted retaliation. where they can bring the torments to Babylon the Great. You see? It's going to take a lot to take this place down, man. It's going to take something catastrophic. You see? You know, it's not called Mystery Babylon the Great for nothing. You know? They want to bring in their new, digital system, man. So it's gonna take a big event, in order for this thing to transition. You see? And hey, man, this man's smooth, right? Genesis 25, but he's not smooth enough because he's still sloppy. And we're gonna show that in a minute, Lord willing. Right? The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 27, right? And it reads, and the boys grew, right? Jacob and Esau, right? And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Now, what I want to do, let's get this word cunning real quick. Cunning. Having or showing skill in achieving one's ends by deceit or evasion. See, by deceit. And we know that evil is that deceitful man. Let's get some similar words. Crafty, wily, artful, guileful, devious, sly, scheming. You see, and we know this man's a schemer, right? Deceptive. You see? Let's get a few more in here. Right? Yeah, clever. Slippery, that's slippery serpent. Artful, tricky. Yeah, you get the point. You get the point, right? There you go. You get the point. Hey, this is the same devil, okay, of the days of old. This man has not changed. Let's go back to the scriptures. Salakia. Khan, this is the same devil, man. Okay, this man hasn't changed. Okay, we can even go. Let's go further back. Let's go to the 3rd chapter. Right? In verse 1, right? Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord power had made. And he said unto the woman, have the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. You see how slick this damn demon is? He's asking us, he's being smooth, he's using smooth words. His words were softer than oil. You see, he knew the answer to that question, man. He was asking a question he knew the answer to. He was just setting her up for that okie doke. You see? But the point being is that this is the same serpent that we see before us today. This man got the same spirit in him, man. Okay? This is the same serpent. Okay? Because when you get that word serpent, right? Let's get it from, where do I want to get it from? Bear with me. I want to get it from, Revelations, right? It's the same serpent, right? We go all the way into Revelations, and it reads, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, the same serpent from the garden, right? Which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. You see, in that 1,000 years is going into the time of the Byzantine Empire. Okay? When Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, was under subjection throughout the time of the Moors. You see? He was shut up. Okay? But the point I want to make, right? Let's go into this word serpent real quick.
Strong's G 3789. Office.
They also call that time the Dark Ages. Right? Byzantine Empire. It's when Esau, Edom was under subjection. Under Jake. Okay, here we go. Right? So, let me see here. Info. Salaki Aki Amanakwa. It's right here. Okay, so what's it say? Through the idea of sharpness of vision, a snake, figuratively as a type of sly, cunning, and artful, malicious person. You see? Especially Satan. Right? And we know that these demons are the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan in the phone chime den. You see? This man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And ultimately, this man is trying to make a move, man. He's making a desperate move. Hey, like they say in the world, desperate times call for desperate measures. And this man's taking all the stops. He's gonna do whatever it takes. You see? To make this thing come to pass. You see? But his enterprise of success will not be successful. Thus says the Bible. You see, this man is obvious. Let me get another video for you, Aki Amanakwath, real quick. Right? Because here it is, like the brother said. Biden was speaking on it, and then it came to pass. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Let me get it from the beloved brother.
Play.
Elder Yasha Wamba. Out of the Dallas, GMS Dallas. Right, let's get it from here.
All right, and what just happened here, as we have it here, Europe investigates attacks on Russia gas pipelines to Europe. Now, this can be both sides, all right, working evil, all right, to stir things up, to freeze out those EU nations, all right. This could be America doing what Biden is going to tell you he wanted to do. We don't know.
Khan. See, we really don't know. You know, but we know that this man is a false flag executor. You know, that's what we do know. You know, and we ultimately, you know, this allows an open door, you know, for some form of retaliation to come upon Babylon the Great. Hey, which is beautiful. Hey, because this is what we need. This is what we need. We need all hell to break loose. Let's continue.
All right, but ultimately we know it's going to lead to war. Okay, and with particular agreements set in place, all right, there are particular things you're not supposed to attack. All right, so this attack on that pipeline, all right, that's a big thing. There's no small thing. That can lead to some heavy friction. Okay?
I want you to listen to Joe Biden telling the world that they're going to stop permanently the Nord Stream 2 pipeline.
Let me answer the first question first. If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly? Since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control.
We will, I promise you we'll be able to do it. Let me answer the first question first. If Germany, if Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly? Since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control.
We will, I promise you we'll be able to do it.
So there you have it, folks. We have Joe Biden snickering like a little kid in a candy store, pretty much admitting to what they were going to do. So they did it, folks. It does look like the United States has egg on their face. And if Russia finally concludes that the United States of America had anything to do with this explosion and this holes in the pipeline, then we are going to war, folks. This is an act of war to blow up somebody's pipeline. And War News 24/7 is reporting on the verge of global conflict. Special Forces dropped 100 TNT.
And that's pretty much the point. Regardless, we're going to war. Regardless. The third woe, hey, that's the end game. That's the end game. Like the elder said, whether Russia's, whether America did it or whether they're conspiring together, just to bring calamities upon, the people. Hey, either way, it doesn't matter. War is coming inevitably. That's the end game. Okay? That's the end game. Regardless of what these damn devils are doing, it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai that's controlling them. According to what? Pursuant to what's that? Proverbs, the 21st chapter? I might as well grab that. Yeah, let's switch gears real quick, right? Proverbs, the 21st chapter, in the first verse, and it reads, the king's heart, the beloved elder Hawaii just went live. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. That word heart goes into what? Lab, which means your mind. Okay, so the king's mind is in the hand of the Lord. So if it's in the Lord's hand, he has control over it. If you have something in your hand, you're in control. It's in your hand. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So ultimately, whether it be a false flag or not, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is the reason why this is happening. Point blank, period. You see? And ultimately, the end game, okay, is what? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to gather these nations. That's the end game. That's his determination. As it's written in, I believe, that Zephaniah. You see, and like the brother brought out, the brother Ayashamath, we bring out Jeremiah the 49th chapter. Let's grab that real quick. Because this got to come to pass right here. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 20. It's like the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and verse 20. And it reads, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. See, this man's the highlight of end-time prophecy. Okay? He's on the crosshairs of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai's judgment in these latter days. Continuing on, in his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Who's the least of the flock? Them small hats, man. Them Israelis, man. You see? Them Israelis, man. They're gonna what? They're gonna continue that. They have a continuous conflict with Iran. You see, but it's gonna get to a point, hey, where it's gonna draw out Babylon. Babylon's gonna defend them Israelis, right? And what? Russia is in cahoots with Iran. You see, those BRIC nations are pretty much running with Iran, man. See? And it's gonna what? It's gonna create a global war. There you go. There you have it. You see? This is gonna go down. Why? Because it's the determination of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let's get that. Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter. The book of Zephaniah. Salakia. Did I finish this? I don't think I finished that. Salakia. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Back in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and 20, right? Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Right? The Israelis are going to draw out Babylon, right? In defense. In the defense of them. Yeah, because they're going to be through out there. They can't mess with Iran, right? Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. They're going to be through. You see, they're going to be through. Let's get Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter. And the 8th verse, and it reads, Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. And this is all we got to do. All we got to do is wait upon the Lord, man. That's all we got to do. We ain't got to do nothing but push this word, stay faithful, stay obedient, right? Stay prayed up, like the beloved brother Isaiah out of the Orlando GMS camp says, right? Stay prayed up, right? And wait upon the Lord. For my determination, Salakia, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. Who's the prey? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the rest of these heathen nations. And 230, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans fit the script too, because you're joined unto him and you're likened unto a heathen on this side, because you won't return back to your power. Continuing on, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation. You see? And where's Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai going to gather them? Let's get this real quick. We'll jump back. We'll come back to Zephaniah. Let me get this real quick. The book of Joel, chapter 3, and verse 2, and it reads, I will also gather the nations. Matter of fact, let me start at verse 1. The book of Joel, chapter 3, and verse 1, and it reads, For behold, in those days, and what days? The latter days. And in that time, what time? The latter time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, right? He's going to turn our captivity. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is what? The valley of Yahweh Shaphat. You see? The valley of decision, the valley of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai's judgment. You see? The Middle East. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel. You see, in that word plead, right? I might as well grab that real quick. Let's get it from the blue letter for edification. The book of Joel, chapter 3.
Strong's H8199. Shaphat. Shaphat.
To judge, govern, vindicate, punish. You see, punishment's coming to the nations, man. Hey, and it's the determination of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's go back. Continuing on. And will plead with them, the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 2. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. You see? Judgment's coming to you nations, man, for rising up against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's kindred. Let's go back to Zephaniah. Continuing on in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 8 from the top. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation. Indignation goes into righteous anger. See, he's going to plead with these nations, man. Even all my fierce anger for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. You see, so war is inevitable. There ain't no way around that. You see, but leading up to war, you know, Jacob's troubles got to come. The famine's got to come. You see, more pestilence got to come. You see, but we can be very well seeing, you know, the beginning stages, you know, of the torments, the calamities, you know, the things written, you know, in 2nd Esdras, you know, 15 and 16, coming into fruition, man. You know, based off this event that took place, you know, supposedly, you know, whether it be real or not, you know, we understand that these damn demons, you know, they're trying to work their work, you know, and ultimately, you know, it's going to lead up to their demise, man. You know, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwathium were edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halal Yamlah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kwadash. Shalom.